Hey, what's up survivors? My name is Cap and welcome back to the channel on another 7 Days to Die video. Today I want to talk to you guys about temperature because it's quite important in your survival. Now I'm doing all of this in Alpha 15 on the PC version, but I know in Alpha 14 it was pretty similar. I'm sure future versions will be the same, and I'm pretty sure consoles are already to the same and have temperature in them. The easiest way to see what the current temperature is to open up your map. You can either hit M or open up your menu and click on the map at the top. At the bottom of the map here, you'll have, what day and the time it is, what it feels like outside, wind, and your elevation. Now, as far as temperature goes, the feels like is what your relative temperature is. As you add and remove clothing, whether you get wet, changing in biomes, this will all change based on what all your character stats already have. Obviously, if you're standing next to a campfire, you're going to feel a lot warmer than it might actually be outside. Also, if you're soaking wet, it might feel cooler than it actually is. And the wind, if it's much higher than normal, much slower, can affect your feels like temperature. And the higher you go, obviously, like in real life, the cool air as you rise up will make you feel cooler as well. One of the biggest contributing factors to your overall temperature depends on which biome you're in. If you're in just the basic area like this, grass and trees, blue skies, when it's sunny outside, you'll get hot. When it's dark at night or storming, then you may get cold. And as you move along the world, you'll start seeing some different biomes, such as this right here. And then you'll move into different biomes like this one, where it's all nice and snowing and raining, and you'll see very quickly that your temperature starts to go down. And when you're wet, such as this over here in the corner, the wetter you are, the cooler your temperature is. So you can see here, the wind is quite high, the elevation's gone up, and my temperature is rapidly decreasing because I'm in the snowy biome here. And despite the fact that I'm wearing fairly decent clothing, I have quite a bit of armor on. I don't have a shirt on or anything like that, but I have quite a bit of armor on. You can see that I'm still getting quite cold. And the extreme opposite of that biome, of course, would be the desert and the little burnt out forest here. Now these will cause your temperature to rapidly start increasing too. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's a lot of wind or elevation, but you can see your temperature will start going up quite high. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the little thermometer icon there. Whenever you start getting way too hot or way too cold, you start noticing this thermometer show up here. If you get too hot above 90 degrees, this will pop up over there. And if you get too cold below 40 degrees, then you'll see it pop up over there too, letting you know what it is. And your character may do the, whew, or start shivering to let you know, hey, you're starting to approach some dangerous temperatures. It's nothing to be majorly concerned about. It doesn't have any debuffs at this point, but as it continues on this scale, it can get a whole lot worse. Once you've reached 100 degrees and higher, it'll change from a thermometer icon to a sad sun, and it'll pop up a message above your inventory bar down at the bottom letting you know that you're overheating and you need to cool off. There's 3 different stages of overheating. You start off at just regular overheating. You have your hydration slightly affected, meaning you get thirsty a little bit faster, but that's really about it. Once you get to 110 and higher, you'll start seeing that your character is sighing a lot more, and it gets into heat stroke stage 1. The sad sun will still show up down there, and you'll start to be making a whole lot more heat related sounds. Your speed and hydration and stamina levels will start being negatively affected too. Heat stroke stage 2 starts at 120 degrees or more. Same thing, and heat stage 2 is actually fatal, can kill your character off, and it affects your speed, hydration, and stamina. Now when you're overheating, the quickest and easiest way to cool down is you can either drink some water, and it does help with your hydration and lowers your temperature by just a little bit, but the easiest way to do it would be just to find some water and jump in. And of course it makes you instantly considerably wet the further down you go, but you can see it drops your temperature really quickly. And so that is the quickest way to keep yourself from being overheating if you're out in the desert. Of course, if it's raining too, that'll help out as well. And that's basically it as far as heat. And the opposite applies when you're in the really cold biomes here. Except for a sad sun, you get a snowflake. Now there's 3 different level temperatures of cold. Regular cold drops all the way down to 31 degrees. Once you get to 30 degrees or below, this is when you get the snowflake icon, let you know you are freezing. It'll continue to make shivering sounds, but you're not really that affected that much. Your hunger goes up a lot faster. It goes down a lot faster, so you get hungry a lot quicker. As you get down a little bit colder, you start getting into close to hypothermia range, as you can see it popping up on the screens now. It's just going to tell you to find clothing, take shelter, build a campfire, something to keep warm because it's slowly dropping quickly. And that's from 20 degrees to 11 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it drops down to 10 degrees below or more, you enter hypothermia stage 2. And this is where you can actually die from it. And again, hypothermia stage 1 and 2, your hunger, speed, and stamina are all affected just like when you are in the desert, except for being cold. Now, of course, the easiest way to help regulate your temperature would be to wear the correct clothing. If you're way too hot, then there's a couple things you can do. You can take off some of your clothes so that you're only wearing armor, because for the most part, armor doesn't provide any form of insulation except for when you're wearing plant fiber armor. It does actually have a little bit of insulation, but it's very minimal. As you can see, the shirt only has plus 2%, the pants have plus 2%, so you're not getting a whole lot for it. But as far as like iron armor, it doesn't do anything for your insulation. That's where other pieces of clothing will come in, which you can actually make or find a lot of times. So things like the animal hide poncho actually lowers your insulation by 20%, and you can make this with either leather or animal hide. Doesn't take a whole lot to have to make it, and you can make this and it'll drop your temperature by 20 degrees. So if you're working in a desert or real arid environment, you can put that on, helps out with it. Cowboy hats you can find laying around as work, as well as make them, and it lowers your insulation by 10. Now if you're going to be working in wetter environments, you can put on a duster, which you can find laying around, and it increases your insulation by 30%. These big puffer jackets you find laying around can increase it by 40 degrees. And things like sweatshirts and t-shirts and regular pants that you can put on your character, these will actually increase your insulation as well. So that's going to be one of the best ways to help improve your overall temperature and make sure you don't either get too hot or too cold. And obviously one of the easiest ways to get out of the weather is to head indoors somewhere. So if it's raining or storming, winds blowing real hard, just find a place to go inside. And one of the first things you have to do in the game is make a campfire, which is a really good way to add some extra heat to it. So I just put some wood in the campfire, turn it on, and you'll see the little campfire symbol over there next to where your regular debuffs are to let you know that you're slowly getting warmer. And if you look at your character stats, you'll see that it's going to go up slowly as you're standing next to it. Of course, if you walk all the way into it, you'll catch on fire and your temperature will go up a lot more as is, but this is a really fast and easy way to warm up when it's freezing outside. That's really about it when it comes to temperature. Now there's other little small variances there. Like I said, altitude affects it, wind affects it, different biomes do different things, and of course I don't know everything about the game, so if I forgot something that's important, do drop it in the comment section below and I'll happily put it in the video description so other people can see it. And if you have any general questions, let me know and I'll answer those as quickly as I can. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and if you did, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button down there, and don't forget to subscribe for some more videos. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.